you are doing enough already. If
Yeah,
you're feeding your kids, you have them under a roof, you show them love, that's enough, right?
Yeah.
And like, if you're starting to compare yourself to someone who's like doing all this extravagant Christmas stuff and then you're like, am I not doing enough? Am I a bad parent? To me, that is just so toxic.
You got your coffee. I've got my Sheila G tea. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
We're getting very casual here.
I feel like we're getting more comfortable with each other,
but
know?
You don't want to get like too comfortable.
It's just takes so much energy to get dressed and ready, you know.
It's like
relatable,
welcome.
You're probably in your PJs
our
too.
Home. Probably,
right? Like we can't we just all be in our PJs? I grew up celebrating Christmas and doing all the stuff and yeah, I have lots of good memories. We would go to church when I was really a lot younger, before I was a teenager, and then eventually my dad wasn't really into church anymore. He didn't want to go. My mom wanted us to go, but then as we got older, we were like, not gonna go anymore, and you know, we didn't really want to, and then we kept celebrating Christmas. But I just remember like Christmas was always like really fun most of the time for like the family stuff, but it's just like an intense time of the year.
It seems like your mom put so much effort into Christmas. Like she really made it, your parents made it like really special for you guys. Like you guys had like 11-foot tall Christmas, 16 foot tall.
That was 1 year. No, it was good.
Trees and the.
No, it was always like we would have really good food and family, and I love that part. I love having family together, seeing friends, seeing family. And as a kid, you don't really think about all the presents and all this stuff. You're just receiving them, and you're not.
That's it.
You're not
like
worrying
it's so
about
much fun.
any of it, right?
Yeah.
And you're not dealing with any family stuff really. You're just showing up and doing it and like whatever. So as a kid, yeah, you don't think about it that much. As I got older and like graduating high school, my parents like separated. They were like kind of separated, and there was like lots of more awkward stuff. So like family events kind of became a bit weird for me and like all this stuff, and so I just preferred to skip it. And we would still do Christmas, but like that 1 year when we met and we went to Cuba during Christmas,
that
I was like
the first year we met.
My mind was blown how like, you know, my perspective was that the whole world celebrates Christmas and it's just everyone does that. But in Cuba, they're most people aren't Christian or Catholic or whatever, so they don't celebrate Christmas.
We went to a nightclub on Christmas Eve in Cuba. Like the nightclub was packed, and then on Christmas Day, I think we might have had like a stolen from here, a Christmas stolen, and
sorry.
Excuse me. And then so we had like a Christmas stolen, and then that was our Christmas celebration. Like,
and I was just like, this is great. Like I want to do this every year, but Caitlin obviously like really missed it, and like. Maybe that 1 year was fun because like we went to Cuba and we just met, and before having kids and everything, not having to worry about presents, not having to worry about anything. It was just like we were just gone.
There was like no pressure,
there was
no stress
pressure
around like expectations or anything, because it was like we're just here together having fun, and we were like so happy to just like find the food that we could find for dinner in Cuba. Which
is still what I love about the holidays, is being with family, and we were. So it was like. That was great. Then we started having kids, and we were like, okay, how are we going to navigate this? But I want to go back to how you grew up.
Yeah,
how did you grow up with Christmas?
Well, really similar, you know, big Christmases. My dad is like extremely into Christmas. His whole family is really into Christmas. So we would just do everything, you know, same as you, just like the whole shebang. Like we, you know, the tree and the presents and the getting presents for everyone, and like a million, you know, toys and the stocking and the this and that. My dad was always super into it. I was always really into it, and I have so many special memories and incredible memories around Christmas, which is probably why I still feel that way today about, you know, bringing it back. But I can remember like my mom would like go out of her way to get me everything that I asked for on my Christmas list. But I can remember her always saying that it really stressed her out and that she didn't really like it that much, actually. And there was a lot of things that she didn't like about it, but she felt that it was, you know, important to sort of hold up this tradition of what Christmas, you know, is supposed to be. And
your dad too.
And my dad too. So it was just sort of like, I feel a lot of pressure for her, and I don't know if she was ever really able to truly enjoy it, but like we would always, you know, get together with both of our families. Like each year we would like alternate families, and then we would try on Sundays we'd go to like my dad's family in the morning and see my grandma, and then like at night on the same day on Christmas we'd drive all the way out to the other side of town and go see like my mom's family, and we'd like alternate that every year. So it wasn't like it was like this sort of relaxing day. Like it was a lot of, you know, back and forth and driving and this and that and expectations and this present and la 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 la. But again, I have like so many beautiful memories from Christmas and growing up and feelings around it. So. But
then what about when you got older?
Yeah, I still like really loved Christmas. I was happy to like go away and like, you know, for Cuba that was great to, you know, not celebrate it once in a while. It was good. I'm happy to do that every now and then. And I mean, we did that last year too. Last year we were in Mexico. I mean, we didn't get a Christmas tree. We had a poinsettia on the table for our tree.
But I feel like
we didn't get presents for each other. I mean, we got some presents for Sally.
When we were in Cuba, we were just like, we're not doing Christmas at all. Whereas this one, you were kind of like,
I was like really
missing it so much.
Missing it. And yeah. So now we're at this place.
I forgot one thing about Santa. Like, because when I was a kid, my parents told me
that
Santa existed,
same. Like,
and he had all the gifts, and all my family did until we were like 12 or something, and we were like, we're gonna put a video camera in the living room to film and see if Santa comes down the chimney.
And your parents were like still
holding
that he was real though?
Yes, I mean
like,
they
that's
were trying.
Crazy. That's so wild.
And we were like, we're gonna. And then like, of course, the camera died after like half an hour, so
I'm pretty sure they like do that in that Christmas movie so Happy Watches Now.
But then that was the Christmas where we're like, we know it's not real, and then they're like, yeah, and like.
Oh man, that's so.
It was whatever,
crazy.
But I was just like, this is. I just remember being like, yeah, this is. I think this is.
Yeah. Well, I was like, my parents like, you know, that was just the narrative. Santa is real. Santa's real. Santa's real, and so. I can remember.
You better be nice, or Santa's not gonna bring you your toys or blah blah blah.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. But Santa was very much real to me. I like truly believed in Santa so much. Like, and I can remember when I found out that Santa wasn't real, like how upset I was, and I was like, it was like someone at school just like broke the news, like was just like told me as if I already knew, like Santa's not real, and I was like. He's not. And then I was like, but the Easter Bunny's still real, right? So it was like,
don't tell me the Tooth Fairy's not real.
So yeah, I can remember feeling like super emotional. Like already I have feelings around like remembering that Santa wasn't real and like how upsetting that was. And so, yeah. Okay, so anyways, let's talk about where we're at, like, now that we've had kids, because obviously that completely changes things.
Well, once we had Safia, we, like, slowly, because I didn't get a tree for, like, all those years until, like, after high school, because it was just, like,
your
a
family
hassle.
Wasn't getting them anymore.
And my mom wasn't even here sometimes, you know, she was in Cuba, so it was, like, we weren't getting it. So, but I remember, like, you were like, okay, like, we don't have to do anything crazy, but then, like, we got, like, the small tree.
Yeah.
Whole Foods.
From Whole Foods,
we started with, like, a small tree on the table, you know, when Safia was little, because, of course, it's, like, a hazard to it, it's, like, another thing that she could just pull down as a baby, so which we didn't have to deal with in Mexico at all, and now the babies are... old enough, they've learned there's a boundary there, and I think they respect it.
But they're not going to pull it down.
But yeah, it started like with a small tree that was just there and bringing in a little bit of the vibe. But I was like hesitant.
I think we were just trying to figure out like how we wanted to approach Christmas now, like with our new family unit. Yeah. Like how do we want to now celebrate Christmas?
Yeah. And especially because like I saw it as a religious thing because we would go to church and stuff, and then I didn't really associate with the religion at all anymore. So I was kind of like, is this weird? Like, but it's such a cultural thing here. Even if you follow different religions, like people still
it's pretty ingrained in the culture
celebrate Christmas here. Yeah, and so I was kind of battling with those ideas, but as the years progressed and Safia got older, Caitlin like really wanted to have like a more full Christmas because there are great memories that come from it. Yeah. But then it's like telling all friends and family like no presents or not too much stuff, because then you start to receive so much stuff, which is greatly appreciated a lot of the time. Sometimes you're just like, we don't need all this extra stuff. Basically, where I feel like we're in a really good place with it, because it's like now we've created like our own, in our own way, how we want to celebrate, and it will always evolve and change. And there might be some years where we're away, where we choose to go to Cuba, or we choose to go like to Mexico or whatever. Probably not Cuba. Probably not Cuba, but places where we're not gonna like be celebrating it as much. I think right now it's like I like doing all the fun stuff. I like making the cookies. I like getting the Christmas tree. I like listening to the Christmas music. I like watching. She's like, I'm getting matching pajamas for all of us. I'm like, this is gonna be like every single year forever now. Matching PJs and like watching all the Christmas movies and like doing all the things. We've always done that. We've always done the Christmas movies for sure. Yeah, that's never not happened. I think some big changes that we've made, like new changes like we've created for our family, is that for me, like to explain to the girls what Santa is sort of the same way that I would explain what a unicorn is. Like we have unicorns around the house, like, you know, we've got lots of unicorn stuff, and it's like if Safi was to be like, is a unicorn real? I would be like, no, but if you believe that it is real, then it is for you. I don't know if I would put it like that. I would say more like, no, it's not real. It's just like a fun thing to think about, and it's like a pretend. It's pretend. For kids, like, to take away their imagination of something, I think isn't good. So to just be like in a pretend imaginary way, Santa is real. It's not like we're trying to like uphold this thing that like Santa is real, and under like no circumstances are we telling her that he's not real. We're like, Santa, even yesterday we were at a Christmas party and there was a Santa there. We're like, Santa's there. And like this week we're going for photos with Santa. I'm sure Safi is going to be like, that's not the same Santa that I saw at the party a couple days ago. We're going to be like, yeah, there's like all different Santas that are, you know, portraying the same character. But I think taking that one little aspect of like the real part out of it is big. Mm-hmm. I think it makes all the difference in explaining it. Yeah, and not like ever using Santa as a way to discipline the kids. Like the good, like, for me it's just like the bad, the naughty, the nice thing. Naughty, like none of that. It's just like not being like, if you don't do like, if you want them to do something in the moment, not using Santa as the power position to get them to do something. Like, you know, you have to say sorry or else Santa isn't gonna bring you presents, because then the power is given to this Santa figure rather than them actually just respecting your word or understanding why they need to do whatever is in front of them properly to just be a better person or whatever it is. And so not using Santa as like a cop-out for that, I think is really important. It's like Santa suddenly has all this power, like with gifts and stuff. It's like on Christmas, like all of the bigger gifts are coming from mommy, daddy, and you know, all of our family members. I would do maybe like a couple of small gifts that are going to be from Santa, but don't give Santa the credit for like this work. Like it's like all the parents are like doing all of this work for Christmas, and then suddenly like Santa, this this guy comes in and takes all the credit for it, and then it's and like then bounces for the whole year. Bounces for the whole year. We've been doing like the advent calendar with positive affirmations instead of like chocolates or presents or trinket toys every day. My mom used to buy like dollar store toys, and then we'd be stuck with all these trinkets. Plastic like I know toys my grandma used to do the same thing. We never would even use. I know, and they just like take up space, and
And I just don't want any, like, toys around like that. So every day, like, we wrote them out at the beginning of December, like, positive affirmations for every day. And every day she says a positive affirmation, and she actually gets so excited to open them and read them, which is cool. A really, really big thing that we don't do and that we're not going to do for Christmas is the Christmas list.
It's just because it literally, like, I remember asking for stuff, and then my parents would get me something and it wouldn't be what I asked for, even though it was an amazing, great gift, and then I would be ungrateful or upset, and it created all these expectations that were not going to get met, and then you feel like, was I on the naughty list because I didn't get what I asked for?
Yeah.
When sometimes your parents just can't get that for you, or whatever it is. Like, maybe they can't afford it, maybe it's whatever, and that's okay. But I think creating those expectations is just allows for, like, kids just expect that they're going to get that. It's the expectations. And then they get upset, and then you're like mad on Christmas Day because you didn't get what you wanted.
Now, we just see what Safia needs to get and what the girls need to get. Like, and what they need, like, whether that's clothes or they need whatever
and then whatever they get, they're gonna love.
Whatever it is, and then whatever they get, they're gonna be happy with, because they haven't set this expectation around what it is that they've sent out in the letter to Santa. So, like, 100% no Christmas list.
The other thing I was gonna say was the Christmas tree was really not that fun this year. But the idea was really fun,
I feel like
I think
it could be a tradition of going and chopping down the tree. It was really hectic. Like,
it was hectic, but I feel like it could be really fun, like, next year.
Starting next year when the girls are a little bit bigger and they aren't, like, crying and
but that was
I think
cool.
that's a cool tradition that we can uphold for sure. And just, like, figuring out these new traditions and keeping some of the old ones that we like, and then, like, bringing in, like, stuff that works for us now. I think the biggest thing with Christmas is just for parents to not put, like, this pressure on themselves to be doing enough, and just know that, like, you do stuff for your kids
all year
long, like 365, and then all of a sudden it comes down to this, like, one day, this one morning of are you doing enough? Are you good enough as a parent to be, like, getting all of the gifts and doing all the things?
And not to compare yourself to other parents either. Everyone has a different situation. Everyone's, makes a different amount of money. All these things. Like, you are doing enough already. If you're feeding your kids, you have them under a roof, you show them love, like, that's enough, right? Yeah. And, like, if you're starting to compare yourself to someone who's, like, doing all this extravagant Christmas stuff, and then you're like, am I not doing enough? Am I a bad parent? To me, that is just so toxic, and, like, that's not okay. You need to just be kind to yourself and gentle to yourself. Parents already do such a hard job. My parents did such an amazing job. You know, your parents did such an amazing job. And I hope they know that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
telling you right now, you did, and I appreciate all those things, because all those positive experiences made me the person I am today, and we can still evolve and be better and do our own stuff in our own ways, and
because even remember, like, yesterday I was like, said to Matisse, I was like, oh my god, because it's like the week before Christmas, and, like, I'm like, oh my god, like, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, I haven't gotten, like, personalized stockings for the girls yet, like, and I'm, like, literally on the brink of crying, because I'm like, am I, like, doing enough? I'm being, like, so hard on myself about, like, Christmas, and it's like, I literally do everything all the time. I do everything for our kids, for our family, and suddenly it's coming down to this, like, one day that's supposed to be just about, like, love and family and being together and enjoying each other's company and eating good food, and, like, I'm stressing out about, like, just, like, the little things that, and, like, it's, like, just this pressure that I feel is there, and Matisse was like, do not put that pressure on yourself. Like, you need to just, like, look at what you've done. Like, we're here. We're here with them. We're, he was like, do not do that. Don't go there. And Matisse is, like, super not into that part of Christmas. So it's just, like, and, like, some years again, we might go like all out on Christmas and do like big Christmases, and then some years we might do nothing, and that's okay too, to teach them that maybe every year we're not going to do the exact same thing. I think that some traditions are really amazing, because the traditions that we have carried down from our like families are things that keep our ancestors alive in our lives still. Like we're feeling their love. Like even just having like your grandmother's, all the things she's like knitted for the kids and all the things that she did for you guys, like we're still passing that down onto our kids. Like the advent calendar we use is from your great grandmother. That's like keeping her her spirit and her love alive. And so I think bringing like traditions in is a really good thing. Also, it's okay to allow them to evolve and change, and to create your own traditions, and to not just like do something just because it is a tradition.
Calendar is the perfect example, because like I used to get little toys on it that broke in a day and was a waste and bad for the environment. Now we put positive affirmations on it. Still the same concept, just way more like I feel like it's just way more productive and way more fulfilling, and Sappy gets to hear these really nice things that she can remind herself every day, and
instead of like eating a chocolate every morning or having a bunch of toys everywhere. The moral is just like you can create enjoy yourself, have fun on Christmas. That's what it's all about. Relax and take the time for you. And
that's a good point. It's just like, this is a lot of people's like holiday of the year.
Yeah.
Is like a week off during Christmas or 2 weeks from your job, and then if you're like running around stressed out the whole time, you don't actually get to just chill. That's just what we do.
That's what we do.
That's our experience. How we've seen it with kids and with our kids, and how we're evolving with it, and we'll keep you up to date. I guess we'll see next year what kind of pajamas we're wearing.
Yeah. For sure.
But
the pajamas is actually a new tradition for us. This is new.
Caitlin was very insistent.
Started looking at them in like September. This is actually another thing that I want for Christmas, is please screenshot that you watched this video and share it on your Instagram, and tag me in it when you share it. So tag @Kate_Hill with a screenshot of this video. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Matisse. Mwah, I love you. Merry Christmas, my baby. I'm so happy that we're starting new traditions and we're here in our PJs, and love chatting with you. I hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Hit that subscribe button and like and share this video. Ciao for now. Bye.